Sir Francis Drake stands as a towering figure in the annals of maritime history, renowned for his audacious voyages, strategic brilliance, and remarkable circumnavigation of the globe. His life embodies a fascinating tapestry of exploration, naval prowess, and ruthless tactics, forever etching his name in the narrative of the Elizabethan era. This video embarks on a deep dive into the remarkable voyages and exploits of Sir Francis Drake, unraveling the secrets behind his unparalleled success and the controversies that shadowed his legacy. Francis Drake's life was one of constant movement and adventure. Born in the tumultuous 16th century, he embarked on a series of daring expeditions that shaped the course of his era. Starting with humble beginnings, his relentless pursuit of wealth and glory led him across vast oceans, through fierce battles, and into uncharted territory. His voyages were explorations and strategic military operations, designed to disrupt Spain's global empire and secure England's rising power. Drake's relentless pursuit of Spanish treasure and his unwavering loyalty to the English crown propelled him into the heart of the Anglo-Spanish rivalry. This conflict would define the world's geopolitical landscape for decades to come. Francis Drake's impact on history transcends his accomplishment. He symbolizes the audacity and ambition that fueled the age of exploration. His daring voyages and strategic military acumen redefined the dynamics of maritime warfare, paving the way for England's rise as a formidable naval power. His circumnavigation of the globe marked a pivotal moment in the history of human exploration, pushing the boundaries of geographical knowledge and forever altering global perception. Furthermore, Drake's unwavering dedication to Queen Elizabeth I and his audacious defiance of Spanish authority captivated the English imagination, cementing his place in national myth and legend. Even today, his name evokes images of maritime prowess, daring adventure, and the spirit of exploration that continues to inspire generations. Francis Drake was born in Devonshire c. 1540 CE. His father was a modest landowner and chaplain in the Chatham dockyard. Aged 10, Francis was already sailing the Thames in a small bark, and in 1563 CE, he first went to sea proper. 3 years later, he joined his cousin John Hawkins on a trading voyage that visited West Africa, acquired several enslaved people, and crossed the Atlantic to the New World. In 1567 CE, Drake repeated the journey with Hawkins, but this time, he was captain of the Judith, a ship of a mere 50 tons. Unfortunately for the young mariner, this expedition was curtailed when it was attacked by the Spanish at San Juan de Loa on the east coast of Mexico on September 23, 1568 CE. The new ruler of the Spanish Empire, Don Martin Enriquez, had offered peace terms but then treacherously went back on his word, an infamous about turn that the English would use as justification for privateering for the next 40 years. By the age of 13, Francis Drake embarked on his first voyages aboard his cousin's vessel, acquiring early experience in the complexities of seafaring. His keen interest in navigation and seamanship blossomed, and he quickly earned a reputation as a skilled sailor and a daring adventurer. In his youth, Drake's thirst for adventure propelled him to join the merchant navy, where he honed his skills and explored the intricacies of the maritime world. These early voyages instilled within him a deep-seated love for the sea and a relentless desire for exploration. You are watching a video on the channel Biography Journey. If you like this video, please give us a like and a subscribe to help our Biography Journey channel reach 100,000 subscribers soon. Thank you very much. Francis Drake's journey toward fame took a significant turn when he joined forces with his cousin, John Hawkins, a renowned sea captain and slave trader. In 1567, Hawkins embarked on a voyage to West Africa, where he purchased enslaved people from local chiefs and transported them to the Spanish West Indies to be sold into forced labor. This notorious practice, known as the Atlantic slave trade, represented a dark chapter in history, played an integral role in Drake's early maritime successes. Hawkins' slave trading expedition took a dramatic turn at San Juan de Ulua, a Spanish port in present-day Mexico. In a shocking betrayal, the Spanish authorities attacked Hawkins' fleet, seizing most of his ships and cargo. Francis Drake narrowly escaped the treacherous attack, showcasing his remarkable resilience and cunning. The harrowing experience at San Juan de Ulua fueled Drake's animosity towards the Spanish and laid the foundation for his future exploits against their empire. Fueled by a desire for revenge and a thirst for riches, Drake embarked on a daring expedition to the Isthmus of Panama in 1572. His primary objectives were to plunder Spanish settlements along the coast, raid Spanish treasure convoys, and seize control of the strategically important gateway to the Pacific Ocean. Drake's expedition showcased his strategic brilliance and his audacious approach to warfare. Drake orchestrated a daring raid on a Spanish silver mule train traveling across the Panama Isthmus in one of his most celebrated exploits. Leading a small band of men, he stealthily infiltrated the heavily guarded route, seized a substantial amount of silver, and escaped to his ship, leaving the Spanish authorities baffled and angry. This audacious act brought Drake significant wealth and notoriety and solidified his reputation as a formidable adversary of Spanish rule. After his Panama expedition, Francis Drake returned to England, where he was embroiled in a different type of conflict: the ongoing Irish rebellions against English rule. In 1573, he participated in the English military campaign to quell the Desmond Rebellion, a fierce uprising by Irish Catholic lords against Protestant English rule. With his maritime prowess, Drake was tasked with securing coastal areas, disrupting rebel supply lines, and suppressing any attempts at foreign intervention. Drake's involvement in the Irish rebellions highlights a complex and often overlooked aspect of his life. While his contributions to the English war effort were acknowledged, his actions profoundly impacted the lives of the Irish people. The brutal campaigns of the English forces, supported by figures like Francis Drake, resulted in widespread suffering and contributed to the profound, lasting legacy of conflict and resentment between England and Ireland. In 1577, Francis Drake launched his most ambitious undertaking, circumnavigating the globe. Commanding the ship Golden Hind, he embarked on a daring journey that spanned over 3 years, taking him across vast oceans, through treacherous storms, and into uncharted territories. The Golden Hind was a small but sturdy ship, ideally suited for the arduous journey ahead. Its crew of approximately 80 men represented a diverse group of skilled sailors, adventurers, and, in some cases, criminals seeking a new life. This eclectic crew, united by a common thirst for adventure and a desire for the riches that awaited in the East, was the backbone of Drake's expedition. Both epic discoveries and arduous challenges characterized Drake's circumnavigation. His journey took him through the Strait of Magellan, a treacherous passage connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. His encounter with the indigenous peoples of South America during his explorations along the Chilean and Peruvian coasts, while fraught with conflict and misunderstanding, offered him valuable insights into new lands and cultures. Drake's explorations along the western coast of the Americas were marked by a relentless pursuit of Spanish treasure, culminating in the capture of a heavily laden Spanish galleon, a pivotal moment in the course of his voyage. Encounter with Nuestra Señora de la Concepción. In 1579, Drake encountered a Spanish treasure ship named Nuestra Señora de la Concepción off the coast of Chile. The boat, heavily laden with silver, gold, and other valuables, was returning to Spain from its voyages in the New World. Drake, the opportunistic attacker, seized the opportunity and engaged the Spanish ship in a fierce battle. Despite superior firepower, Drake's more petite and nimbler Golden Hind managed to outmaneuver the Spanish vessel, ultimately capturing the treasure-laden prize. The capture of the Nuestra Señora de la Concepción represented a pivotal moment in Drake's voyage. The immense fortune acquired from the ship, consisting of gold, silver, jewels, and other precious goods, transformed Drake's expedition from a mere voyage of exploration into a resounding triumph. This windfall of wealth cemented Drake's reputation as a formidable sea captain and a successful plunderer of Spanish treasure. Francis Drake's circumnavigation marked a milestone in human exploration, solidifying his place in history as a master mariner and a true adventurer. Recognizing his achievement, Queen Elizabeth I publicly honored him with knighthood on April 4, 1581. Standing before his sovereign, Drake received the ceremonial tap of the sword on his shoulder, formally recognizing his remarkable feat and rewarding him for his significant contributions to England's prestige. Drake's relationship with the English monarchy was marked by mutual respect and a shared understanding of their common goals. While outwardly upholding the guise of a royal servant, Drake's actions often blurred the lines between authorized expedition and privateering, exploiting the gray areas of international law to his advantage. Queen Elizabeth I, ever the master strategist, understood and condoned these actions, recognizing that Drake's exploits served England's interests by weakening Spain's global dominance and enriching the English treasury. Throughout his career, Francis Drake repeatedly targeted Spanish shipping and settlements in the Americas, known as the Spanish Main. Drake's tactics, often characterized by audacious sneak attacks and masterful deception, represented a calculated effort to disrupt Spanish trade, undermine their colonial power, and secure valuable resources for England. He often employed a strategy of feints and diversions, drawing Spanish forces away from their critical holdings before launching devastating attacks on vulnerable targets. Drake's relentless attacks on Spanish shipping had a tangible impact on Spanish naval power. His raids weakened Spain's control over its vast transatlantic trade routes, disrupting their flow of wealth and resources. Drake's successes against Spanish vessels also served as a stark reminder of the growing strength and ambition of the English Navy, signaling the beginning of a shift in the balance of maritime power. In 1587, Francis Drake launched a daring attack on the strategically vital Spanish port of Cadiz, part of a broader English campaign to cripple Spanish naval power. Drake's attack, a meticulously planned operation, involved a surprise assault on the harbor, focusing on destroying Spanish ships and seizing valuable stores of supplies and resources intended for the upcoming Spanish Armada invasion of England. Drake's forces, aided by their mastery of naval tactics and the element of surprise, inflicted significant damage on Spanish naval infrastructure, decimating most of the Spanish fleet and disrupting the flow of resources critical to Philip II's ambitions. The attack on Cadiz had a profound impact on the Spanish forces. It inflicted a severe blow to the Spanish Armada's readiness and demoralized the Spanish fleet and its leadership. The loss of ships, resources, and morale significantly hampered Philip II's plans for invasion, contributing to the eventual failure of the Spanish Armada campaign and marking a turning point in the Anglo-Spanish rivalry. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 ranks among the most significant events in English history, solidifying England's place as a formidable maritime power. Already a national hero, Francis Drake played a pivotal role in this resounding victory. Leveraging his vast experience in naval warfare and his deep understanding of Spanish tactics, Drake guided the English fleet during the crucial engagements with the Spanish Armada, employing a combination of strategic maneuvering, timely ambushes, and innovative tactics that ultimately forced the Spanish to retreat. Drake's tactics against the Spanish Armada involved a blend of traditional naval warfare with innovative strategies designed to exploit the weaknesses of the Spanish fleet. Recognizing the size and slowness of the Spanish ships, he favored speed and agility, using smaller, faster English vessels to outmaneuver and harass the Spanish. He meticulously employed a tactic known as fire ships, where uncrewed ships filled with flammable materials were set ablaze and sent drifting towards the Spanish fleet, creating chaos and prompting them to break formation, effectively scattering their defenses. The Battle of Gravelines, a crucial clash between the English and Spanish fleets in 1588, saw Francis Drake actively engaged in the fighting. He skillfully commanded his ships, leading the English charge against the Spanish Armada. Drake's tactical maneuvers and audacious attacks contributed significantly to the English victory, forcing the Spanish fleet to retreat towards the French coast, effectively breaking the Spanish invasion force. The Battle of Gravelines was a turning point in the Spanish Armada campaign. Driven back by the English forces, weakened by losses, and hindered by adverse weather conditions, the Spanish Armada was forced to abandon its invasion plans and retreat to Spain. The defeat of the Spanish Armada represented a resounding triumph for England, marking a significant shift in the balance of power and securing England's place as a dominant maritime force. You are watching a video on the channel Biography Journey. If you like this video, please give us a like and a subscribe to to help our Biography Junie channel reach 100,000 subscribers soon. Thank you very much. In 1589, a joint expedition led by Sir Francis Drake and Sir John Norreys, consisting of a powerful fleet of ships, was tasked with attacking Portugal, a key ally of Spain. The objectives of the Drake-Norreys expedition were threefold: to disrupt Spanish trade routes, to seize valuable resources, and to lay siege to the Portuguese capital of Lisbon. The ambitious plan aimed at further weakening Spanish control over its vast empire and reinforcing English dominance in the Atlantic. Despite the impressive fleet and a daring plan, the Drake-Norreys expedition failed to achieve its goals. The expedition faced several setbacks, including harsh weather conditions, logistical challenges, and a determined defense by Portuguese forces. Their inability to capture Lisbon, the expedition's primary target, overshadowed the English fleet's initial successes. Limited resources, a lack of coordination among the expedition's commanders, and the unexpected resilience of the Portuguese forces ultimately led to the expedition's failure. In 1595, Sir Francis Drake, joined by his longtime associate John Hawkins, embarked on a final expedition to the Americas, aiming to strike a decisive blow against Spanish holdings in Panama and the Caribbean. The expedition set sail with a fleet of 26 ships and a crew of over 2,500 men, reflecting the scale of their ambitions. The objective was to capture Panama City, a strategic hub for Spanish trade, and to disrupt Spanish control over vital shipping routes. The Drake-Hawkins expedition, despite their initial successes in capturing a few Spanish outposts, ultimately failed. Several factors contributed to the expedition's downfall. Disease ravaged the English fleet, debilitating the crew, logistical challenges hindered their operations, and the Spanish defenses proved more formidable than anticipated. Hawkins died of dysentery during the expedition, and Drake himself succumbed to the same illness shortly after. Following the setbacks of the Panama expedition, Sir Francis Drake, weakened by illness and exhausted from a lifetime of maritime exploits, fell victim to dysentery. He died on January 28, 1596, aboard his flagship at Portobello, Panama. News of his death spread quickly, and his body was brought back to England, where he was laid to rest with full military honors. Francis Drake's legacy as a daring explorer, a skilled naval commander, and a formidable adversary of Spanish power continues to resonate centuries after his death. His voyages, fueled by a thirst for adventure, wealth, and recognition, pushed the boundaries of geographic knowledge, revolutionized naval warfare, and played a pivotal role in shaping history. However, Drake's legacy also reflects the darker side of the age of exploration, characterized by violence, exploitation, and the brutal realities of colonialism. While recognized as a national hero in England, Drake's impact on the indigenous peoples of the Americas, particularly his role in the slave trade, remains a source of controversy and scrutiny. Sir Francis Drake's life, a testament to the audacity, ambition, and ruthlessness of the age of exploration, continues to fascinate and inspire. His voyages, fraught with both brilliance and controversy, serve as a reminder of the complexities of human history. He stands as a symbol of the relentless pursuit of glory, wealth, and national pride, leaving behind a legacy that defies simple categorization. While his daring exploits and contributions to English naval power are undeniable, his actions also reflect the darker side of colonial expansion, reminding us of the human cost of ambition and the enduring complexities of history. Drake's influence on English naval power was profound and multifaceted. His successful raids on Spanish shipping and ports demonstrated England's ability to challenge Spain's dominance at sea. He championed naval innovations and tactical strategies, fostering a new era of maritime prowess for England. Drake's voyages fueled England's spirit of exploration and colonization. His expeditions, maps, and reports provided vital information about new lands, trade routes, and the potential for establishing English colonies. His success inspired generations of explorers and adventurers to venture beyond the boundaries of the known world. The legacy of Francis Drake is celebrated in various ways. Several locations in England, including his birthplace, commemorate his life and achievements. The Drake's Drum, a legendary drum, rumored to have accompanied him on some of his voyages, symbolizes his maritime exploits and continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts. Persistent rumors of hidden treasures enhance the allure of Drake's voyages. Historians and treasure hunters continue to search for evidence of his hidden riches, fueling a sense of mystery and intrigue surrounding his life and exploits. While some artifacts associated with Drake have been recovered, many of his treasures remain elusive, further captivating the public imagination. Drake's life is also shrouded in controversies and conspiracies. Though sanctioned by the Crown, Spain deemed his acts of piracy and aggression. The true nature of his relationship with Queen Elizabeth I and the extent of his involvement in various political intrigues are still under ongoing debate. The vastness of Drake's voyages leaves room for speculation about lost expeditions and uncharted destinations. Possibility of undiscovered accounts, maps, or archaeological remains from Drake's voyages continues to inspire historical research and exploration. Drake's relationship with Queen Elizabeth I was a complex and multifaceted one. She granted him a letter of marque, which authorized him to attack Spanish shipping and territories. He was often called Her Majesty's Pirate, though it is usually argued that her support was more nuanced. Drake's expeditions served England's strategic interests, disrupting Spain's dominance at sea and bolstering England's colonial ambitions. He acted as a diplomatic ambassador to other nations and the Queen. Queen used Drake as a strategic tool for her aspirations against Spain. The extent of the personal bond between Drake and the Queen remains a subject of speculation. Some historians believe they shared mutual respect and understanding, while others suggest a more pragmatic and politically driven relationship. This ambiguity adds a layer of intrigue to their connection, making it a topic of ongoing debate among historians. Drake's actions were often ambiguous, blurring the legal lines between legitimate privateering and piracy. He operated under Queen Elizabeth's license, yet his aggressive tactics and plunder of Spanish vessels aligned with the commonly held definition of piracy. This blurred legal status highlights maritime law's complex and evolving nature and international relations. During the 16th century, Drake's voyages yielded significant riches for himself and the English crown. His attacks on Spanish ships and settlements brought back valuable cargo, including gold, silver, and other commodities. While the Queen justified his actions as wartime seizures, Spain considered them acts of piracy. Drake's reputation varied greatly depending on the perspective from which it was viewed. He was lauded as a national hero in England and celebrated for his courage and role in weakening Spain. In Spain, he was condemned as a ruthless pirate and a threat to their colonial ventures. Drake's attacks on Spanish territories, including the raid on Nombre de Dios and the sacking of Cartagena, were widely condemned by the Spanish crown as acts of piracy. While the English monarchy sanctioned these raids, they ignited tension and hostility between the two nations. Drake's interactions with indigenous peoples during his voyages are a moral and historical debate source. While he established alliances with some indigenous groups, he also engaged in violence and forced labor towards others, reflecting the dominant colonial practices of the era. His treatment of the indigenous people of the Americas, particularly in the Caribbean, has been criticized as being exploitative and brutal. Allegations of betrayal and treachery clouded accounts of Drake's conduct. His relationships with his crew members and his actions during wartime and exploration have led to accusations of deception and opportunism. Determining the validity of these allegations continues to be a complex task for historians, as many of the sources are biased and incomplete. Drake's circumnavigation of the globe remains a monumental achievement in maritime history. His journey spanned 3 years and encompassed a remarkable route. It involved several stops along the coast of South America, daring passage around Cape Horn, and an exploration of the Pacific coast of South America. He continued his journey across the Pacific, navigating various islands and returning to England. Numerous challenges, including severe storms, encounters with hostile tribes, and the constant threat of scurvy, marked Drake's journey. Despite these perils, his voyage yielded valuable discoveries, including a deeper understanding of the Pacific Ocean, mapping new territories, and identifying potential trade routes. Drake's voyage contributed significantly to the advancement of scientific and geographical knowledge. His meticulous observations, record-keeping, and maps provided unprecedented insights into the workings of the natural world and the geography of distant lands. In addition to his scientific discoveries, Drake's exploration of the Pacific and his observations of the Pacific currents contributed significantly to navigational knowledge, shaping the future of global exploration. Drake's experience as a naval commander led him to champion various crucial naval innovation. He introduced new strategies and tactics for engaging in maritime warfare. His use of fire ships, emphasis on maneuverability and speed, and combined arms tactics were all significant in his success and in the development of English naval power. Drake's raids on Spanish shipping and his explorations opened up new trade routes for England. His exploits contributed to the growth of English trade with the Americas and the East Indies, bolstering the English economy and expanding its global reach. Drake's actions were pivotal in shaping English military strategy and defense. His successful raids on Spanish ships and settlements, along with his role in defeating the Spanish Armada, boosted England's confidence and ability to project power on the international stage. He was instrumental in establishing England as a dominant naval power and a formidable force in global affairs. You are watching a video on the channel Biography Journey. If you like this video, please give us a like and a subscribe to help our Biography Journey channel reach 100,000 subscribers soon. Thank you very much. Towards the end of his life, Drake's health began to deteriorate. He continued to engage in voyages and military expeditions, but the constant demands of seafaring took their toll. Despite his weakened condition, he remained driven by ambition and a thirst for adventure, a testament to the indomitable spirit that had defined his life. Drake's final voyage was a mission to the West Indies. This journey, undertaken in the face of his declining health, reflects his enduring commitment to exploring and venturing into new territories. Francis Drake died at sea on January 28, 1596, during his final expedition to the West Indies. He was laid to rest at sea off the coast of Panama. The circumstances of his death remain shrouded in mystery. Despite his actions' controversy, Drake remains a towering figure in English maritime history. His daring expeditions, strategic brilliance, and influence on naval warfare continue to inspire and fascinate generations.